I'm Joyce Hornady. You might say accuracy is my business. I make bullets.
You are listening to the Hornady Podcast.
Thanks for joining us and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Hornady Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Seth, and I'm joined today across the table my marketeer friends, Judd, Jarzynka, Preston, Lentfer. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
I'm really having trouble focusing right now.
Yeah, join the club.
I'm going to be 100% honest. Nebraska's rifle season starts this Saturday.
This weekend.
By the time you hear it, we're in the middle of rifle season in Nebraska.
Yeah, and for those of you listening not familiar with Nebraska, our rifle season is in the heart of the rut. Now, right, wrong, or otherwise, that's where it's at, and we're going to take advantage of it. There is not a better time to be in the woods than right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just out this weekend and saw a nice buck stuck with a doe. Wherever she went, he was going. So that's kind of the story of our rifle season here. So.
Well, on my trail cameras, the does are single at the moment, but the bucks are really hitting that scrape hard.
Oh.
I have one of those cameras right on a big old scrape, almost permanent, you might say. It's there every year, almost a community-looking scrape or whatever you want to call it, and they are hitting it hard right now.
Yeah. So you're saying the does are single and the bucks are ready to mingle
right now.
Right
at least
sounds
that's
like
where
Judd
I'm
in
at.
high school. but it is true though. I mean, it is time, and it happens. This is what we dream about. We go all year in our office, and our offices are right next to each other. We go 11 months out of the year talking about right now, and we're getting excited about it. And we're going out. We're going to go do some hunting, and I think it's cool to see what people are taking, what they're shooting, what cartridge, what bullet, where they're hunting, how they're hunting, what's their strategy look like. Because Nebraska, we've talked about it out here on the prairie, it's pretty diverse. And any style of hunting you want to do, you can pretty well do it somewhere within the confines of the state of Nebraska. If you're a spot and stock guy, if you're more of a tree stand hunter, if you're looking for whitetail, if you're looking for river bottoms, if you're looking for, buttes and sand hills and broken country and canyons, we got it all. And it's a beautiful place to be in the middle of November.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that was well said. It just made me think about listening to Seth of just experiences I've had in recent time and in the past. It kind of depends on the scenario. So like on the private ground, I've got some tree stands. So no matter what firearm or
Weapon.
method I have, I'm a tree stand hunter there. I rarely go mobile, probably because I feel like I've hunted there long enough. I've got a good idea on the pattern of the deer.
Sure.
But when I go public, different reservoirs and things, I'm a whitetail guy, so I tend to stick to the reservoirs where the whitetail hang out. And there, I'm more mobile. I like to move around a little bit, probably because, I don't really know what those deer are doing, so I want to find out. So I'm going to move around and see if I can find them. So, yeah, listening to you say that, it's kind of neat. I never really thought about it that way, but Nebraska really has any kind of method you feel is your stick or you want to try. The possibilities are endless here.
Yep. And I know, just listening to you talk, Judd, now you start talking about, okay, you have the tree stands and you've poured hours and hours and years of your time and effort to, okay, this is the private chunk that I get to hunt, and what's the best way to approach that? And you've hunted out west, you've hunted the sandhills, you've hunted up in the Pine Ridge, and you've done the spot and stock and all that. And recently you're getting into the hang and hunt stuff and being mobile, hunting from the ground, picking a tree, looking for, what's dropping acorns and looking for the sign and
fresh sign.
Yeah, being really dynamic as a hunter. And that's a cool way to be a hunter because you're doing it all.
Can we wrap this up and just go now? Yeah.
Well, that's getting to be pretty close here.
You stay right there. We're almost done.
Yeah. But I do want to see what are you guys taking out there? What's your fall look like, and not just all of the fall, but specifically right now when it is prime.
Yep, primo time for me. Hopefully, if Judd allows, I can take off the Thursday and Friday. I don't know why that's funny.
Because I'm going to be gone and you got to stay. No, we'll both be gone.
Yeah,
so when you hear this, it's going to be rifle season, but this is the week leading up to rifle season, and I hope to take and be in the woods with archery tackle Thursday and Friday before rifle season. As soon as Saturday hits and my tag is unfilled, 7 PRC, baby.
That's the year of the 7 PRC. That's what you're taking, huh?
It is.
Tell us about that build out real quick.
Currently, this is on a American Rifle Company nucleus with an HS, I think they'll call it a varmint contour barrel, something like that, chopped down to 20 inches, heavy flutes, sitting currently in an Iota Echo carbon fiber stock with HS BDL bottom metal. It's just fantastic plug-and-play BDL bottom metal. 3-round magazine I'll run, and then Vortex Razor AMG 6-24 on it. I think she's sitting right at about probably just under 12 pounds.
Yeah, with the Thunder Beast Ultra 7.
Oh, correct. Yes, Nebraska allows us to be free Americans, and I will run a suppressor. Absolutely.
So the thing that jumped out to me the most is 6 power is your lowest?
This is my lowest.
6 to
Ooh.
24.
Yeah, so let me explain
That made me cringe a little bit.
Explain. Let me explain. So when I'm out there, this is private land, south central, southeastern Nebraska, and family friend, longtime best pal. His family owns it. It's pasture ground. So all of it's pasture. There is some agricultural fields surrounding it.
A little bit of timber.
Quite a bit of timber. There's actually a creek that runs on the north side of it. Anytime you get up into the pasture, there's these, cavernous, I'm going to say like deep draws in some places. So I've got hardwood trees intermixed in these draws in the pastures. So archery hunting, I'm in the tree stand. I'm down in there. Play in the wind if I possibly can. I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm down in there. When I'm rifle hunting, I'm sitting on top of these hills in the pasture, so I can sit out in the wide open. There's been years when it's been rut activity where I've been 70 yards from bucks chasing does, and they have no idea that we're even there. They have no focus. So I'm up on the hills. I'm glassing down into the thinner parts of the draws where they have to walk through and expose themselves. I don't think I've ever shot anything on max power. Don't need to, but certainly I've never taken it down to 6 to be like, oh, what is that? I can't get on it. No, I shot enough that when I put the gun up to my shoulder and point it in the direction of a deer, I'm going to see it in the scope with 12 power, whatever it may be. So there's going to be some people that might not agree with that. They want a lower power, as their lowest power. For me, it's a non-issue.
Yeah. Well, I've been to that property. Yeah, you might get the 70-yard shot. You might get the 700-yard shot, especially if you're up there on top and these big canyons and these big hills. So 7 PRC, baby.
Well, it's neat to see. Everybody's got their thing, and there's a reason for it. Because, when I heard the 6 power, I kind of cringed a little bit. But like I just said a minute ago, I like hitting the reservoirs. So a lot of times I'm in trees, I'm in timber. I'll get out a little bit, but still your max shot is not very far. So I like the lower magnification.
Makes sense.
Well, it kind of reminds me of a story. This is going on a little tangent here, but Ryan Damon and I, engineer, who's been on the podcast many times, we went down on some public on a reservoir, and we had some trail cameras out there. And we checked this trail camera after sitting most of the day, and we kind of got bored. We weren't seeing much, so we went and checked our trail camera to see what was on it. That was all hunky-dory, fine and smooth. Checked the camera, kind of worked around, checked for some sign, and looked for deer. Didn't see anything. We went back in the off season. I can't remember when it was, January, February, April, March. I don't remember when it was. But anyway, we went after season. Literally after we checked that camera, we put a new SD card in it, new batteries, and left. Right as we walk away, it was within 10 minutes, jumbo buck right behind us, looking where we just walked. And we never saw the sucker. Never heard him, never seen him, nothing. So I did have the lower magnification scope, just didn't have the wherewithal to see that buck. Yeah, but so it's crazy.
Would be helpful.
It would have been, but right behind us, a big old jumbo public land Nebraska whitetail, and we didn't have a clue.
Well, you're talking lower power. What are you carrying for a rifle setup?
So I hate to bring this up because you guys have reminded me many times. I used to be a 7 mag guy.
Yep, with
and
the Tika.
I had the Tika 7 mag, and I regretfully sent that down the road a year or so ago. So now, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast earlier too, I'm 6.5 Creedmoor Ruger Predator. I got a nice Bell & Carlson stock put on out after the fact, and the thing just shoots, and I like it. I'll shoot my Ultra Beast, Thunder Beast Ultra 7. I run that on there all the time. I can't even remember the last time I shot it without. So
Precision hunter.
yes, yep. I shoot precision hunter with that. I was thinking about trying some CXs, but I'll probably just roll with what I have. But I'm still in between deciding what I want to do. So maybe people out there can relate too, but I'm trying to decide if I do the statewide buck tag or if I just hold out for a muzzleloader tag. I don't really have solid plans yet for this weekend, which is only a handful of days away.
Yeah, you got to get
like,
this figured out.
I don't know.
It's a good problem to have.
It is, and Nebraska is nice. It's a 2-buck state, so I can have 2 buck tags. Other states
you got your
are
bow tag.
1. So, yeah, I don't know. I've got deer on my private spot that I'm holding out for that maybe will make it through the rifle season, maybe not. Unfortunately, I can't rifle hunt the property that I have permission on now. I just get muzzleloader and archery. So
okay.
So that's kind of if he makes it through, then I'll go whole hog onto the muzzleloader tag. Down a tangent, but if I get the statewide buck tag, that's only a whitetail tag. I don't really have plans to do a mule deer hunt. But once I buy the tag, I'm out the option to even do it. So I don't know.
Well, that's another
I'm
thing.
an overthinker to begin with.
Another great thing, though, about, like you said, that, at least we're in Nebraska and we have this is, this is the problem. What's also an opportunity state where they sell a lot of tags for really inexpensive. You can decide in a couple days that you want to get that tag, and you can jump online and get that tag. And, some of those units sell out every year. Some don't. And sometimes you'll have permits available right up to hunting season. So that's kind of unique because that's not the case in almost anywhere else, certainly west of us for sure. But I'm guessing there's some other states that have a gun season opened up either right now or sometime here in the near future. So we're not the only ones in Nebraska getting all tuned up, because I'm pretty sure there's some other states out there that this is getting to be go time.
Yep.
Yeah. Or it's passed already. So
yeah.
It'd be kind of neat to see on the listeners if you guys have success. Let us know somehow.
We want to know about it.
It'd be kind of cool to hear. Or hey, what are you guys running? What bullet? What cartridge? That'd be kind of neat to know too.
Yeah, shoot it in the comments below, or send us an email with the picture of your harvest to podcast@hornady.com.
Absolutely. Please do that, because especially if you're successful, because as the listeners can probably tell by now, because we're almost 8-9 months into doing this podcast, this is what we do. And I love seeing other people's success, especially if it's something cool where, it's first buck or something giant, or it's got weird points or whatever. Just, I don't know. It gets me excited to see other people successful and just fuels fire even more.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
Well, let's turn the turntables, shall we? And I think this will come as no surprise to the listeners and the viewers. Seth Swarzik, you were instrumental in the design and creation of the 7 PRC. What are you going to run this year?
6.5 Creep.
270. I definitely a devout disciple of the 7mm, more specifically the 7 PRC, and we've talked about it in other podcasts, but me and my dad kind of clone rifles, if you will. And I hunt with Dad once a year, every year, whether we need to or not. And for the last 6 years, this is year 6, we've been chasing public land mule deer, and specifically public land mule deer. And we've gone to Wyoming. We've talked about trying to, draw in Colorado or anything else, but Nebraska's just fun. It's just fun to go out. We don't have to drive super far away. We can get the time hanging out with the old man, stay in a hotel, eat good food, chase some bucks around, have a good time. So leading up to this hunt, I've been building these rifles, and they're almost a matching pair. Both of them on Stiller Actions. Both of them wearing a 20-inch proof Sendero Light barrel. Mine has a Gunworks Magna stock. His has a Kremlin Echo stock, which is just phenomenal, incredible value on that stock.
I have an Echo.
Yeah.
Same one I got.
Yep, the Echo stock, just awesome. Running Hawkins bottom metal, and my particular rifle's got a Vortex LHT 4.5 to 22 on the low end, 4.5. First focal plane, running the Thunder Beast suppressor. And I actually had Dad's rifle engraved by one Miles Neville, who has a laser engraver, right on the barrel. It's stamped 7mm PRC 1 and 8. And on the other side, I had him engrave "Say When." So if you're a fan of the movie Tombstone, famous Doc Holliday line, "Say When." So I'll get mine engraved once I can pull the barreled action out of the stock, and we'll have matching "Say When" 7 PRCs.
That's so awesome.
It is, yeah. So we're excited. Shooting 175 precision hunter ammo, factory ammo, running 2910 at the muzzle from our 20-inch barrels.
Beautiful.
You can't ask for a whole lot more than that. Factory ammo, shooting great. We stretched the legs out. Me and Dad set up in a hayfield and ran them out to distance, and they're ready to go. We've been scouting out on this public land for mule deer. So for me, this is the only hunt of the year that I'm this jacked up about. I get excited about everything, but this one is pretty important to us because of how long we've been doing it and how much fun we've had doing it over the years, and the fact that he's been unsuccessful. And in that time, I've killed 2 pretty dandy public land mule deer bucks in Nebraska, and we just can't get him set up on a good buck. So
this year's the year.
Well, and we were out scouting a week ago tomorrow. Me and Dad were scouting for mule deer out where we're going to hunt. And he was talking to me on our hike back to the truck that he needs to get set up in a new pair of boots, because when we went on our first public land mule deer hunt together, Dad bought a new pair of boots for that hunt, and he wore them out. And so this will be the last season that he wears those boots because they're not supporting his ankle real good. The leather's breaking down. So he wore out a pair of boots, several hundred miles on them, just hunting mule deer, and he hadn't been able to do it. So it took him a whole pair of boots, but hopefully we can get one laid down here in a week, and things are prime in Nebraska. You said you've already seen that rut activity, and there's deer getting locked down, and there's lip curling going on. Well, it's been pretty warm up until now. It's actually been a beautiful year. If you're a farmer, getting crops out should have been a non-issue pretty much everywhere in the state. It's just been relatively dry. It's been not super cold. Well, that changes Friday. Temperatures go down to what I'm going to call normal for this time of year in Nebraska, and it's going to get real cold. I'm looking at the forecast now for opening morning in the area where mule deer hunting, 9 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, 5-mile-an-hour wind. It's just going to be sharp out. So
that'll get things moving.
7 PRC for the win. Hopefully we will see. And strategy-wise, there are no trees out where we're going. It is just sand hills. And not rolling. There's some areas of just that light rolling sand hills, but there's really good bluffs and some good glassing points. So it'll be mainly hike in as far as we can, 1.5 miles, 2 miles or so, maybe 2.5. Glass for several hours, if not all day. And if not, we can jab and stab and move to different glassing points. But that's the strategy, and that's the Swerzik plan.
That's awesome. I really hope your dad gets one this year. He's due. Plus, you'd hate to have him have those boots with 0 mule deer on them.
He's put 300 miles on a pair of boots and no mule deer down.
Yeah, but that gets that's our plans. That's what we're running. I'm kind of curious what other folks are running.
Yeah, what do you say we take this thing mobile and go find out what other people are doing?
Let's find a few interesting folks and go right to them and see what they're doing.
Let's do it. All right, guys, we said we were going to do it, and now we're doing it. So if you're listening, you probably didn't see, but we ran downstairs. We're in the lab, and we've got senior ballistician Jaden Quinlan here. Jaden, we haven't prepped you for this, shot out of a cannon here. It's Nebraska rifle season. It's in the heart of the rut. Like it or not, that's when it is, and it is an absolutely amazing time to be afield. You're going hunting this year.
I am.
Tell us about what your cartridge selection is, your rifle setup, what that looks like, the area that you're hunting from a topography standpoint, and your strategy for hunting that area.
Okay. I got some access to some private land that I haven't had before with my father-in-law, so that's really cool. I'm excited to do that. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. Topography is kind of just rolling hills, a little bit of field, some pasture, some tree line, kind of a mix of most of what you have in Nebraska.
Rural Nebraska, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, throughways for deer to travel. So hopefully we can find something. rifle and cartridge wise, 7 PRC on a Bighorn TL3 with a 22-inch proof carbon fiber pre-fit barrel for that. Thunder Beast Ultra 5 suppressor, sitting in a Graybow stock, and probably going to shoot off a tripod.
Beautiful. That's perfect. It's the year of the 7 PRC. You know, Preston and I are both running 7s this year, and we're going to try to find some other people shooting other cartridges, but that's the new one. That's what everybody wants. Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck out there this fall. Again, just an amazing time to be in the woods. You could literally sit all day and expect to see deer all day.
I hope so.
Bucks are cruising. Awesome. If you get one down, hopefully we can do a summary podcast and we'll throw up some pictures so everybody can see what you got.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Jaden.
You bet.
Moving on now into engineering. I'm sitting here with project engineer, veteran of the show, Ryan Damon. Ryan, shot out of a cannon here. It's rifle season in a week, less than a week even. A few days, it is going to be Nebraska rifle season. The heart of the rut. There's bucks in lockdown. There's bucks cruising. There's lip curling going on. It's an awesome time to be in the woods. So the listeners need to know, one, what kind of rifle strategy are you looking at this year? Are you going on public? You going private? What kind of terrain is it? What's your strategy there? And then walk us through your rifle and cartridge setup for this particular hunt.
So usually during opening weekend of rifle around here, I like to shake it up from my normal strategy. But this opening weekend, I got a mixture of strategies. So first day, I'm gonna be on private land. I'm mostly playing pressure from surrounding neighboring areas. That's my
Pasture ground, trees. What's it look like?
It's a hayfield with a little bit of trees, a little bit of cover, but river ground to the north, good thick cedars in the hills to the south, bordering on both sides. So I might even pull out a decoy and set that out in the field and see if we can get some movement. Just cut and moving across the area and see what happens. Then I also just hike back into some deep river ground on public and might do a tree stand. We'll see what happens, but I'll have a tree stand on my back and might hang.
Be mobile. Now,
be mobile.
Nobody's yet to say rattling. Nobody's getting in on the rut behavior. You taking a grunt tube? You taking antlers? What are you doing?
I'll have both.
Okay.
Antlers and tube.
That's pretty dynamic. So you've got a bunch of different ends of the spectrum. Now, we've already talked about it in subsequent podcasts, but cartridge rifle selection, what do you got?
6.5 Creedmoor, 143 LDX.
Beautiful.
Carbon fiber stock, 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor.
The
Proof
ultimate
barrel. Like you said, we talked about that gun quite a bit.
The ultimate 6.5 Creedmoor hunting rifle.
You can do it all. Carry it in a tree stand, take it out west.
Well, there's only one problem with your setup, and that's that you don't have the suppressor on it.
I know. I was hoping it was going to be here in time, but it's
come on, ATF.
Not here today.
If anybody out there is part of the ATF, just do us all a favor and get these things going on, because this is just waiting a year is getting ridiculous. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck out there. If anybody deserves to get on a good buck, it's you. You put in a bunch of time out there in the field. So thanks for sharing your setup with us, and good luck.
Thanks. Same to you.
All right, guys, we're still in engineering, and I'm sitting here with Mike Whitey Jensen. Mike, we're going around, and we're asking people, it's Nebraska hunting season. It's the heart of the rut. Where are you going? What kind of rifle, cartridge, pistol, in your case, combination are you taking, and what's your hunt strategy coming into the opening weekend of Nebraska Rifle?
Okay, well, we're going out west to hunt and by Halsey, so in the Halsey area, so we'll be hunting mule deer, and of course I'm gonna hunt with my handgun again.
What are you taking?
But I'll take my 475 and I got a 454 too that it's got a scope on it, but that'll be ones I'll take. But my son, I'm hunting with my son. So our strategy, we're looking at wind. We'll be checking pockets and on the offside of the hill,
Okay. Sand hills.
Sand hills.
Got it.
So we'll be running around checking pockets and glassing, doing a lot of glassing behind some glass and stuff.
Excellent. What's your son shooting for a cartridge?
Yeah, we'll be shooting probably a 300 Win Mag.
Classic.
My dad's old rifle.
Oh, the Ruger?
Yeah, the Ruger.
Okay, very cool.
He harvested a nice mule deer last year.
Yes, he did.
With that. So.
Yep, you've got some secret honey holes back in that spot for sure. And it's cool that you share that hunt with your family. Seems like every year.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it all year, I'm guessing.
It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Mike. Good luck out there.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Still here in engineering, sitting down with custom die engineer Ben Searing and his happy dog, Huck. Ben, now, Nebraska rifle season, a big tradition for you and your family. Tell us about what kind of cartridge and gun selection you got and what your strategy is. You looking for filling the freezer with a doe? You looking for a big buck? What's going on out there?
Well, I have a landowner's tag this year, and yes, it's a big deal. I've got the Friday before off to prep. Got my hunting blinds all ready, heaters in them. I don't hunt the muleys. So whitetail's looking good. I looked some deer forecast apps. It looks like Saturday morning is going to be excellent. It's supposed to be cold.
Oh, yeah.
6mm Creedmoor will be my rifle.
Decided to take the 6.
I decided to take the 6, but I got the 7mm as a backup.
Okay.
It's a Remington mag. You know, if you heard some of our earlier podcasts, we talked about the big sight-in day. We did that a couple weeks ago, and everything was on par. And we're ready to go. I'm pumped.
Excellent. So you guys, got a bunch of family out there, obviously looking for good big bucks in the rut. Are you filling the freezer with some does as well?
Absolutely. My landowner tag allows the harvest of a buck and then a bonus doe. And the buck is an antler. I mean, it's a either or. So
okay.
I can choose a doe. Yes, I've got some does I need to take for the herd. Obviously my sons will be going as well. New first-time hunter. My niece is going to go.
Oh, that's exciting.
So it's pretty pumped. They definitely got a doe on the hit list. She's a big one.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good time. That weather, that cold front's coming in. It's going to be a good week to be a deer hunter in Nebraska.
Yeah, and last week for prepping, seen a big boy. When you don't have to question whether you're going to pull the trigger and judge it, that's what it was when we seen it running away.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm kind of excited. Maybe we get to see him again.
Yeah, well, good luck out there. Hopefully you can get him down and get your niece on a good deer and have some fun.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben.
You bet.
All right, moving on. In engineering, we have project engineer Randy Ames. Now, Randy, love whitetail hunting, love deer hunting. Now, it is the rut. The deer are running around like crazy. I'm swerving to hit bucks running across the road on my way to work.
Yep.
Next week, less than a week. We got opening day. So walk us through, Randy Ames, what cartridge, what's your gun look like, where are you hunting, and what's your strategy for the area that you're hunting?
All right, cartridge 6.5 Creedmoor. Been using that for years. Gun is Browning X Bolt, my old meat getter.
Mm-hmm.
Staying local. Have a friend that's let me hunt on private ground.
Beautiful.
It's over by the middle loop. So strategy is to get out early. Last few years, seeing bucks early, and then they'll lull, and then by mid-afternoon, I've been seeing some
midday cruising.
They're coming through, chip off the block, think they own the place, and we just let the meat eater roar. And we're
Excellent.
Just going.
And I've shot that rifle of yours, that Browning, the Hell's Canyon. It shoots for a factory-produced rifle with factory ammo. Are you kidding me? That thing stacks them up.
Yep, I'm kind of nestled in between some competition.
Okay.
It's a regular shooting gallery come Saturday morning, but I'm looking at further shot is within 350 yards.
Perfect for the Creedmoor.
Yeah, there has just been one shot, one kill for a few years now. So
well, let's keep it going.
We like that. So.
Yeah, hunting the Middle Loop River. It's gorgeous terrain.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of know where you're at there, and just
crops are all out.
Yep,
so we're
beautiful.
looking good.
Excellent. Well, Randy, good luck opening day. It's going to be a cold one, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, old guys, old fingers. It kind of creaks and moans on that cold, but I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, we've got a machinist here. What's your actual title?
Toolmaker.
Toolmaker. Well, he does make some good tools because Devin Borer right here does a lot of barrel chambering for us for our test barrels and for our accuracy barrels, and every once in a while for a gun that maybe I need. So first off, thank you for the barrel work.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely
a great machinist, great tool maker. We've been running around the company talking to people about Nebraska rifle season. It's here. It's now. I mean, we're days away, and we got a big cold front coming in. So, Devin Borer, you're out there. You're hunting Nebraska. What are you taking for a rifle? What are you taking for a cartridge and ammo? And then tell us about the area that you're hunting. What's the topography like? And then what's your strategy? What are you looking for out there?
Well, first off, rifle, I've got a Remington 700 and a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Can't go wrong.
Nice Vortex scope on that. Shoot the 143 ELDX. Shoots them well, so
yeah,
worked for me in the past. I'm going to keep using it.
Easy day.
Hunt north central Nebraska, kind of mix of sandhills and a little bit of crop ground, a little bit of river ground in there as well.
Beautiful.
It's going to be nice and cold. Possible snow up there, so I'm going to sit in my stand with the heater on in the morning and then traverse the hills in the afternoon.
Little spot and stock action as it warms up a little bit.
Yep.
That sounds awesome. Looking for mule deer or whitetail?
We got a mix of both.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. Does not get more uniquely Nebraskan than that when you're hunting river ground. You're hunting sandhills in the same area. You're hunting whitetail. You're hunting mule deer with a 6.5 Creedmoor. That's going to be a good weekend.
Absolutely. And the occasional coyote jumps out.
Well, you got to do your responsibility
turns into
as
a coyote hunt there.
Well, and you have an obligation to do so. And we just had this conversation here with another guest on the podcast, and he said every hunt turns into a coyote hunt when you see a coyote. Well, good luck out there. Hopefully you can find a big one, whitetail or muley, and connect with that 6.5.
Well, thanks, sir.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, we're down here in the big office sitting with Jason Hornady. And Jason, we've been running around the company here talking to different people because in Nebraska, rifle season is in the heart of the rut. It does not get any more exciting for a deer hunter than right now.
That's pretty good. And the weather happens to be changing just the way it's supposed to for something like this. I don't remember what the forecast is for Saturday morning, but it's
single digits.
Cold and yucky out there now. So
yeah, and that's what we live for. So we're a few days away. You're going to hunt, or at least your son's going to hunt. Tell us about what cartridges you've got, what kind of guns you're shooting, and then where you're hunting at and kind of the strategy.
So my dad has a small little farm out on the outskirts of town here where we've hunted for years and years. And the gun is still up in the air. We normally don't shoot a lot of deer. We have got to be 8 points or better and outside the ears if it's a buck. Otherwise, a doe, which we won't shoot opening weekend. We'd save that for following weekend.
Sure.
I'm not really sure on the gun. He has some ideas, and I have some ideas. And since we're sitting together in one blind because it's going to be so cold, number one, I want to be warm.
Absolutely.
Number two, there may or may not be cooler there with snacks.
Okay.
We'll go with snacks. And then the gun, I don't know. I have a new 7 PRC, which is way overkill for this, but it's also got a suppressor on it, which is really badass. So I'm kind of leaning that way.
Yeah. You can't go wrong.
He's got a 6.5 Creedmoor that I can put a suppressor on and haven't yet. But I have a feeling when he gets back from college, he's going to look at that suppressor and think that that's the gun we're taking, I think.
That sounds great, and I couldn't be happier to hear you're taking a 7.
You're killing me. And if he doesn't want to take the 7, I may just outvote him anyway.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Well, good luck out there. I think it's going to be a great opening weekend with this weather change, with the weather coming in, and it's just electric. You can feel it. Going around talking to different people on the floor, they're just giddy with excitement.
It has started. There's no question that productivity around this place has absolutely gone to hell.
Yeah. Well, I've contributed to that, and I wish you and Alex the best of luck out there this weekend.
You too.
All right, we're moving offices now, sitting with the alleged safety guy, the compliance director, Matt Spencer. Matt, you've been a hunter your whole life. I love sitting right next to you with my office because we're always talking hunting. And as a Nebraska native hunter, it doesn't get any better than right now. So we've got a hunt coming up. Nebraska rifle opens up in a few days. Walk us through what Matt Spencer's taken for a rifle and cartridge, and also kind of the lay of the land, the topography of where you're hunting and what your strategy is and what you're looking for.
Well, I'll actually be taking 2 rifles this year. Just sighted in last weekend. I have a 280 Ackley shooting the 162 ELDX Precision Hunter, and then I also have 6 ARC, and I'll be shooting the
103s.
The 103s in that one. So I'll be hunting central Nebraska, which is fairly hilly ground, private ground, and pretty much blind hunting, but shots anywhere from 50 yards to 600 yards if you wanted to. That's
Yeah.
not me. I won't be shooting that distance, but
there are deer out there.
there are deer out there, yes.
Beautiful. So mostly hills and pasture and canyons, or are we looking at some river ground and trees, or what's that like?
Where I'm hunting, it's there's some creek bottom down in the center of this area where I'm hunting, and alfalfa field, but mostly pasture, but there's some alfalfa scattered through. So.
Okay. Strategy-wise, are you just looking for that cock of the walk, big, mature buck? And is it whitetail or mule deer or a certain mixture of both?
We have some muleys in the area, but we hunt primarily whitetail, and I'm just looking to fill a freezer, honestly.
Okay, so does
does may be on the menu. Yeah, it depends. We'll see what
Okay.
the first day looks like. But
Excellent. Well, I wish you the best of the luck out there, and hopefully, with any luck, you can put that 280 to work.
all right, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Okay, everybody, we're moving offices, and I'm down here with Regional Sales Manager Katie Glover. Katie, you're going hunting this weekend.
I am.
Excellent. And I think everybody in the building is going hunting this weekend. It's the opening for Nebraska rifle season. So tell us what kind of rifle you're taking, what cartridge, and kind of where you'll be hunting at. What's the land look like where you're hunting, and what species, and you're looking for a buck or a doe?
I am taking a 6.5 PRC. I got it last year, late season after Nebraska rifle season, so I haven't used it yet here. It was a build your own gun project that we did, so pretty excited about that. Hunting not too far from here, up by Cushing, Nebraska, on some river property. So there's the Loop River right there. There's some timber, and then there's a cornfield that was just picked recently. So a little bit of everything.
Oh my gosh! And that is what you just said screams giant whitetail buck.
We've had some good whitetails there. Never any giants. We're happy with does.
Okay.
Happy with.
So you're filling the freezer, hunting with your husband?
Hunting with my husband.
Okay.
Filling the freezer.
Excellent. I think this is the year. You got a brand new, fresh built 6.5 PRC. It's big buck time.
Let's hope so.
Awesome. Well, good luck out there. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right. We're sitting here with Steve Catlett. Steve is our International Sales Director and our Military and Law Enforcement Manager. Steve, it's Tuesday, the 8th in November. Opening weekend is in a few days.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, what kind of cartridge you taking? What's your gun look like? And tell us kind of the topography and what's the land looks like where you're hunting. Are you targeting mule deer, whitetail, filling the freezer with a doe, looking for a giant buck?
Well, number one, 6.5 PRC 143 ELDX, my go-to all the time. I have a GA Precision that I am comfortable out to 600 yards with, and it's my go-to rifle. So
Perfect.
Hunt most of the shots that I have, because we hunt the rivers, only 100, 200 yards, so pretty easy. Not long shots, but big deer, whitetail would be great, but more than likely going to shoot a doe. So
it's all right. They taste good too, right?
Yes, they do. Yep.
Excellent. Well, good luck out there. It's going to be a beautiful opening weekend. Ice cold. It's going to be sharp out. Clear skies. It's going to be a good one.
Yep. Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Good
Absolutely.
luck. Thanks.
We are upstairs in the sales technician area. I'm sitting here with Bradney Harden. Bradney, it's go time. Opening day of rifle season is mere days away. Now, we're going around the office and just getting different insights for what people are doing. So tell us about the area that you're going hunting, not specifically, just kind of the area and the topography of where you're headed, what your strategy is. Are you spot and stock, you tree standing it, mule deer, whitetail, and then tell us what you pick for a gun and cartridge combo for this year.
This year, I went old school. Well, new school, old school. I went 6.5 Creedmoor. New rifle for me. It's probably the fifth one I've owned, but I am going to topography will be a little bit of elevation, but we'll have to spot stock. There's no stands, there's no blinds, there's no nothing. It's predominantly mule deer.
In the panhandle.
In the panhandle.
So sand
Nebraska.
hills, rolling hills, bluffs, cuts, canyons.
Absolutely. Moving and grooving the whole way. Spot something, try to get on it. Hopefully some disruption on another land, like everything gets mixed up on opening day, but usually what happens.
Excellent. So tell me about the 6.5 Creedmoor. I know a lot about your guns and your builds, and I know you got the 6.5 PRC, the 300 PRC. What's this with the new 6.5 Creedmoor?
This one was just a Tika T3.
Tika T3 classic.
Yes. So this one hadn't had it yet. Heard a lot of good things.
Better
Moved
get
into
one.
it. Better get one.
Well, this will be the year to break that thing in, get it baptized on a stud panhandle mule deer.
We'll see. We're seeing a lot of activity, so hopefully that pans out for us for sure.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Bradney. Yeah. Let's move it on.
All right.
All right, guys. We're making the rounds in the technical services area. I'm sitting here with Gary Freer. Gary, we're going around and we're asking people. It's the opening weekend of rifle in just a few days. And we want to know, what are you taking for a cartridge gun combination? And then where are you hunting at? Not specifically, but is it river ground? Is it rolling hills? Is it sand hills? Is it bluff country? Are you targeting mule deer or whitetail? What's it look like for the Freer family?
So we're going to be hunting some open farm ground along some heavily wooded river ground.
Beautiful.
Connected to some hilly pasture ground.
Okay.
So it's all linked together. But mostly we'll be hunting those open fields.
Okay. Looking for whitetail.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be looking for some nice whitetail. I got some kids that are interested in getting in the tree this weekend, so we're going to get them set up and hopefully find some good animals.
That's awesome, and especially now that your kids are obviously old enough to get involved, and you've killed some stud whitetail bucks over the last couple of years. I remember working up here with you, and man, you guys have put some animals down. So there's potential for some world-class whitetail action on your property.
Yeah, I think
my
daughter has her sights set on something, 160 plus for sure. So.
Wow. Well, with any luck, it'll be good luck. And wish the best for you guys out there. Cartridge-wise, what are you guys carrying?
I think I'm going to have my daughter shooting the Grindle, the 6.5 Grindle.
Beautiful. 123 SSTs.
Going to shoot that in a Howa Mini action.
Okay, bolt action.
Bolt action. I do have an AR, but my son likes to carry that one. My wife and I will probably be running the 6.5 Creedmoors.
Awesome. It's about as classic as it gets here. Going around the office here asking folks, that 6.5 Creedmoor just gets talked about again and again and again.
It's just that perfect combination for the distances we're shooting.
That sounds awesome. Well, good luck out there. Hopefully it's a good opening weekend.
Yeah, bet. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Moving on in technical service, I've got Caleb McKernan here. Caleb is one of the newer technicians for us, but a passionate hunter nonetheless. Caleb, opening weekend, a few days away. Tell us what kind of gun, what kind of cartridge you're running, and then tell us a little bit about where you're going to be hunting and what animal you're targeting.
Yeah, southeast Nebraska, so we're on some creek bottom farm ground. Got now all the crops are out, so some open fields, can shoot a little bit longer distance, and then we've got some thick timber where a lot of those deer travel along edges and stuff. So for me personally, I'm running the new 7 PRC. Got a Horizon Firearms from those guys here earlier in the year. Got a load developed for it, so super fired up to put that new cartridge to the test and hopefully drop the hammer on a big one.
Excellent. Yeah, that 7 PRC Horizon Firearms built. It won Horizon Firearms. They just build cool looking rifles.
Oh yeah.
And that thing shoots good. Got the Leupold Mark V on top. So yeah, if you got those open fields, you're ready to stretch the legs.
Yeah, if we need to, we will. Hopefully, I can do the work on my part to make it happen. I know the rifle can.
Excellent. And southeast Nebraska, so it's whitetail deer. And are you looking for does? You going to fill the freezer, or are you primarily out there for a big stud whitetail?
Yeah, I got lucky this year, so I've got quite a few tags on my hands. I'd probably take a few does for some herd management, and then we've got those big old corn and soybean fed whitetail deer, so they get pretty big bodied. So I might need a new freezer on the agenda in the near future, hopefully, if I'm lucky.
That's a good problem to have. Well, good luck out there opening weekend. I just love this time of year. It's electric. You can feel it. As Jason Hornady said, productivity is at an all-time low this time of the year because we're all front sight focused on hunting season.
Yep, absolutely. Cold front comes through and we all get the itch. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Caleb. So I'm sitting here now with logistics coordinator Shelby Goldie. Shelby, it's hunting season in a few days, and everything is perfect. Saturn's blocking Jupiter. The cold front's coming through. It is time. So tell us what kind of cartridge you're shooting, what kind of gun you're shooting, and then a little bit about the area that you're hunting. Is it on the river? Is it in the sand hills where it's at? And are you looking for mule deer or whitetail?
Sure. So we have river ground on the North Loop River. So looking for some whitetail up there, and I'll be shooting my 270 Ruger.
You can't get more classic than that. Hunting the North Loop River with a 270 in Nebraska. Everything is like I said, jokingly, but I do mean it. It's looking like it's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah. Nice
Awesome.
and cold.
It is exactly what you want. Well, good luck out there on opening weekend. Hopefully you can find a giant.
Thanks.
So got another sales technician up here. I'm sitting here now with Matt Ritchie and his mustache. Matt, it is opening weekend coming up in a few days. I know you've got some hunting opportunity. I know you've got kids that want to get out there and find some deer. And I know you've got a son that's got his eye on a particular buck. Tell us kind of what cartridges and rifle setups look like for you guys, and kind of the area that which you're hunting. You know, is it river ground or what's it look like?
Yep. So running a Wildcat cartridge, 6mm, 103 LDX. I just lab radar'd it at 2850, shooting just under an inch group at 100 yards. So perfect.
Yeah,
And
that'll do.
so we're hunting central Nebraska, river bottom, transitioning into ag, and then up into the hard dirt hills of central Nebraska. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Looking for whitetail mainly.
whitetail mainly. Yep.
Awesome.
So we're where I'm hunting the Nebraska's MD mule deer conservation area. So no mule deer.
Oh,
At least
okay.
for me, my kids could probably shoot one.
Yeah.
But when there's big whitetails,
Yeah.
you know.
So how many people you got out hunting? Do you have a tag?
Yep.
And then
I got two kids, my daughter and my son. So
okay, and
yeah.
you've got a big buck, and you kind of know where he lives.
Yep.
You know where his house is. You don't know what room he's in. You just got to go find him in his
just
house.
gotta wait till he comes from the bathroom to the living room and get him.
Well, he'll probably be chasing a doe because,
Yep.
man, with that cold weather coming in, it's looking good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm fired up. Like I'm got the shaky hands, the jitters. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well, and you've talked about getting your kids on animals and how satisfying that is.
Yeah.
Probably more so than when you're behind the gun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like for me, I'm probably looking more to shoot a cold buck or maybe a muzzle loader, even a cold buck then. But
Mhm.
for my kids to go and get something, you know, that's trophy. That's it. That's for me. That's what makes my clock tick.
Awesome. Well, good luck out there opening weekend for you and the whole rest of the Ritchie family. We
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing it with us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Seth.
We're moving on through the sales department, getting more ladies involved. I'm sitting here with Kaylee Lofton. Kaylee, opening day of Nebraska rifle season, Heart of the Rut. It's in 2 days. 2 days, and it's going to go from 70 degrees to 0 degrees.
We're going to be ready.
It's awesome. So tell us what kind of rifle and cartridge you're shooting, and also the type of area that you're hunting in, and are you looking for whitetail or mule deer?
Okay. We go for whitetail in our area. It's part of our lease land where we farm, so it's right off the Platte River. So we have river and ponds, the nice little setup we got. But I use a 6.5 Creedmoor Ruger rifle, and I use our Precision Hunter as well on the 6.5. So we're super excited. We sit in a blind on the ground.
Got the kids involved?
Yep, we got 3 kids that go with us. The littlest is 4. This will be her first year out in the blind, so we're excited. This year we're going to do a little more scouting than shooting, but
Big bucks on camera.
we got some big bucks on camera.
Doesn't get any better than this. If
We
you're
do.
a red-blooded American and it's hunting season in Nebraska, if this doesn't get your blood pumping, you need to check your pulse.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks for sharing,
Yeah.
Kaylee, and good luck out there.
All right, good luck, all hunters.
All right, we're down here in the HR department. I've got HR assistant Misty. It's a couple days away from hunting season. You're going hunting this weekend.
I am.
Tell us what cartridge and gun you're taking and kind of the area in which you're hunting.
So my permit is the East Loop area. So I go like northeast of St. Paul and then over by Palmer. I have a relative with some ground over there as well. So between those two areas, I'm using a 308.
Classic.
Yeah, classic 308. It's a gun that my son kind of put together for me. So got a decent Leopold optic on it. And yeah, made sure it's sighted in this last weekend and it's good to go.
Excellent. Well, I know the area that you're talking about. That's kind of getting close to my neck of the woods up by Palmer, and plenty of big deer, plenty of pasture, plenty of hills, plenty of ag fields. It's a whitetail dream.
Yep, it
Awesome.
is. It is.
Good luck out there.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you, Misty. All right, we're walking through HR and accounting, and I happen to run into Sean McGee, Director of Operations. Sean, Nebraska hunting season, it starts in a couple days. I know you got the kids. What are you doing? What kind of guns, what kind of cartridges, and what kind of terrain are you guys hunting? Are you looking for mule deer? Are you looking for whitetail, does, bucks? How's it going down?
We will hunt down in southern Missouri, my family's properties. So we'll drive down there. We do that every year. We spend all week. I'll take all 3 of my boys. They're hunting with 6.5 Creedmoors.
Perfect.
We'll shoot them suppressed, so we don't have to worry about blowing their little ears out.
Yeah.
And generally it'll be whitetails down there. And if any other targets of opportunity come along.
Every hunt turns into a coyote hunt.
That's exactly right. But usually we wind up, they'll all kill a buck, and then they'll kill a doe, typically.
Okay.
And this year they're starting to get old enough that we're talking about being a little bit more selective.
Okay.
Not shooting the first one that comes out.
Yeah.
Be a little pickier about stuff, but they've all been hunting since they were little bitty guys, and my youngest one is 7, and he'll be in the blind with us, and we'll see what happens there with him. But generally, the 13 and 11-year-old, they're pretty good at it at this point. They kill a buck every year.
That's awesome.
And,
well, sounds
a lot
like
of fun.
Full freezers for the McGee house.
Pretty much, yeah. It turns into quite a hamburger making process.
That sounds good. Well, good luck out there. Thanks, Sean.
All right.
All right, last one for the day. I'm here with our controller, Carla. Now, tell me about what you're hunting with, and if you're looking for whitetail, mule deer, and kind of what part of the state you're hunting.
We're looking for whitetail this year, hunting with the 270. We're hunting just northeast of Grand Island, about 40 minutes.
Okay.
Seen some pretty exciting stuff on the trail cams, and cannot wait to get out there this year.
It is, yeah, the time is ticking by. Obviously, we're not getting much done for work, but talking about hunting, it's exciting. So good luck out there. Appreciate you sharing with us.
Thanks, guys.
There you have it, guys. That's what we're using here at Hornady. As you can see, we're all excited. Bunch of end users here. We make the product and we use the product. And man, it is hard to get anything done in the office without thinking about rutting bucks in the middle of November. We wish you guys the best of the luck in the field this year. Let us know what you're shooting, what you're chasing. If you're successful, drop a comment here or shoot us an email at podcast@hornady.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.